But I don't know how you test courage at the combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make a catch.
He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Dexter Lawrence on the tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Here's Nix to throw. Finds a man. Adam Troutman has it. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be first and goal now.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
He's got it. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Chase Brown now to return it. Making some progress here. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for first and 10.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, Burrow. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Bengals have a first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Now Jalen Wright gets it for the first time. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside. Well, that's a modest little drag route. But if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
3rd down, they need 7.
Here we go.
To the air on 3rd and long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they're staring at a 4th down.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down. Well, he's been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yep.
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's going to be first down, Denver. They give to Dobbins out of the shotgun. Get some space around midfield. 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Wright running out of the gun. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. In on the tackle is Jonathan Cooper.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Burrow from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And he will not get the first, but oh, this is close. Looks like they're going to have about a yard at most to gain after he picked up 3. 3rd down. We're through 1 on Monday Night Primetime. Our score, 14-0. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They'll have an easy 3rd and 1.
Gun.
They run it from the gun with Wright. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I'm going to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Going for it on their own side, Brock. Okay, bold call, but they only need a yard. Burrow trying on 4th down. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
They fake the handoff. Now Nix. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
It's Nix out of the pistol. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Demetrius Knight has it. And the Bengals are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. A All right, defense did its job, forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to make them one-dimensional, and when you do, go pay it off. And they did in the biggest of ways with that huge INT.
And the Bengals
Here we go.
first down.
Big 13. Big 13. Stop.
Burrow now on 1st down. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. And he's going to have this one down to the 20. He picks up 28 on the play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Stop. 180. Stop.
From the red zone on 1st. We've got a screen to the running back. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know coordinator, quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule.
Ready?
Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead,
Here we go.
that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Stop.
Sticking in the air, and it's Burrow. Finds him on the slant. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
I'm one, ready?
Broncos bringing out an extra DB on 3rd down.
12. What? Is this set? Stop.
Again, it's Burrow. Burrow's caught. And he's going to have enough for the 1st down. Not by much. He's got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Gun. Stop. Stop.
Now run with Wright. And that was an incredible effort just to make it back to the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on
Just 2 minutes to play here in our opening half. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. Line of scrimmage once again, that 7-yard line as they get set, 2nd and goal.
Here we go. 12. Right. 11. Stop.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Pass it down close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
On 3rd and goal, here's Burrow. And he cannot bring it in. They've now arrived at 4th and goal. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. It takes a special quarterback to thread the needle. He couldn't do it.
You know what that's like? That's like passing across your own crease in hockey, kid. That's a big no-no. When you challenge double coverage in the end zone, then let me tell you, coaches don't really like that either.
Here we go. Stop.
Trying for it with Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive.
Cincinnati.
Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
All right, Denver getting everybody set. So they've got 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
At the 17-yard line.
Nix from the gun. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
37.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. Give him 13 on that play. And it's going to be first down, Denver.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Oh, my son.
Shotgun handoff for Dobbins. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Nix. Going all the way to the end zone here. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. Throw here, 3rd down. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
And I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Secures this at the 17. And that return's going to leave them enough time to squeeze in 2 plays here if they want before the half.
At their own 32-yard line.
I'm one, right?
They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He'll throw it. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Here's the final play of our first half.
Here we go. 11. Stop. Right 80. Stop.
He's back to throw. He beams one deep right side. This final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Brown with a return here. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's a give for Wright. Fights his way through a tackle. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. He's at the 30. Still fighting forward. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Jalen Wright with the touchdown. McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Bengals tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10.
Captain, hold on, son. Ready. Bombers.
Throwing here, Nix. This is Sutton working the right side. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Broncos 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Nix. This one finds Evan Ingram. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd down, looking for options. And this one hurts. Had a touchdown in his hands, but he couldn't hold on. 3rd down coming up.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB. Over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. Got to find a completion right there.
On 3rd and 2, here's Nix. Waddle makes the catch. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos grab the lead on their 1st series of the half. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Going after try his goodbye Lutz. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Brown with a return here. This makes it up to the 25. Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10.
12. This is set.
Off the play fake, Burrow. For big yards on the right side. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them the 1st down.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. And it sets up 2nd down.
1-1, ready? Here we go.
Burrow from the gun. Brought in right side. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
1-1, ready?
1st down from the 42.
Gun.
To throw again, it's Burrow. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
We get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Cade, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
Running behind center with right. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On third down, here's Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. And it's fourth down.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
11. Here we go. 11. Behind.
Looking to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. So they keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on fourth down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All set now. First and 10.
Let's get set. Behind.
Hand off, running left, right. And he doesn't get this one very far. Down to only about the 18. Only 2 yards, and it brings up second and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 18-yard line.
Here we go. 180. 180. Stop.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And things look tougher now with third and long.
12. 11, mighty. 11. Gun. Stop.
They'll air it out on third. Escapes the pocket. That's caught for the first. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, it's a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
So they fire for the end zone on first down, Brock. I think a lot of folks probably assume after the incompletion it'd be a run here on second and goal. What say you?
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful about assuming as a fan, as a defensive coordinator, I think as an offense.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Bengals cut it to 1 late in the third. Jalen Wright with the touchdown. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals tie this game at 21. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. On the return, here's Mims. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Broncos take over a first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
I should probably sign a hit, boy, because I got all the hits, boy. All that Drake, you got to chill. I be on my little mouse drill.
All right, Denver getting everybody set. So they've got first and 10. Now Nix. He puts some juice on a deep throw. He's got it deep downfield. And they're going to have it all the way down to the 25. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
First down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
All right, so we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Prime Time. It's all knotted up at 21, partner. Still plenty of scoring here as we try to decide our winner. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And give him 4 yards before he stops, Brock. It's second down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's second and 6. Here's Nix. Outright, and Ingram makes the grab. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. From the red zone on first. Throws caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
Oh, my shot.
Nick's now to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos take a 4th-quarter lead. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. And the kick is missed, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like a defensive miscue is going to give them another try. Well, any contact on an extra point is going to draw that flag, and it's going to let them try the point after again. And the kick is good, and we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Well, you can't do that. Got to avoid hitting the kicker, and because of that, the kickoff will be coming from midfield. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow to the air now. Has it downfield working the left. And he's down to almost, nope, they're actually going to give him the 30 here. 35 on the pickup. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Burrow on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. A pickup of 17. And the Bengals have a 1st down. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
Right, 80. Stop.
Here's a give inside to right. And they're going to have 1st and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The Bengals now trail by just a point in the 4th. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. That one splits the uprights. And the Bengals tie us up 28-all. And now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. On the return, here's Mims. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. This is Sutton working the right side. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. That play good for 17 and a first down. What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line.
10 at the 43-yard line.
Dobbins trying the right side. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
Captain, hold on, set.
Nix from the gun. Still going inside the 35. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone.
19-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it first and goal from the 8.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this first and goal. Running it again with Dobbins. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Here's second and goal from the 6.
Hold on, set.
Shotgun handed off to Harvey. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got third and goal. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. And they're still going to have one left at their disposal. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for third and goal.
Hold on, set. Ready. Ready, set.
Here he is to throw. And it's incomplete on third and goal. No luck finding his receiver that time. So now they're left with fourth and goal. Here comes Will Lutz. A lot riding on this field goal try. This from just 23 yards away. That one is good. And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
You know what I love about that kick? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
Brown with a return here. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. New set of downs for him from the 31.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Little off centers, man, just couldn't adjust to it.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Nearing the last half minute of play. Now second and 10.
Here we go. 180.
Here he is to throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
180.
Looking to throw it. Trying to push deep downfield. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
That one right down the middle. And the Bengals take a 4-point lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
On the return, the Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
On my set. Bombers, bomb, ready. 180, wait, hot.
He'll look to throw it. Short pass brought in. And that is exactly what they needed. A quick 1st down, and he freezes that clock.
And the Broncos, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Setting up to pass. And he is tagged right as he brings that one in, Brock. But a solid gain right up towards that midfield stripe. Now with just 10 seconds left in our game, we've got a timeout.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
On my set.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. He finds Ingram, working downfield here. And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
On my set. Away, hey. Captain.
Once more, it's Nix. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. It's intercepted. That will do it. And the Bengals make one final massive play, and that finishes the win. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And it's going to be remembered quite a bit for the defensive effort right there at the end to steal away the last bits of hope from the opposing sideline with that interception, Brock.